talented and important.
Yeah.
He's as lovely as he is important to music.
Great. Profound.
Yeah.
So immeasurably.
Yeah.
New record, incredible.
Incredible. So because of that, I think I'm comfortable. Right? And I see Robert before the show, and he's wonderful. And we know the song. I wanted to do Hanging Garden. Luke Wood, who I mentioned earlier, who signed us to DreamWorks, said, "Are you fucking out of your mind? You're doing the hit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You're such a fucking corporate nasty fuck. Fuck you. You're so disgusting." And he's like, this is not even you're doing Just Like Heaven. Which you can't lose with The Cure, because they're all great songs. Just Like Heaven is a fucking 10.
Yep.
I did want to do Hanging Garden. It didn't hurt us that we did Just Like Heaven.
Oh, crushed it.
But so I feel fine.
And Robert's out there just like,
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so I don't know about all that. What I do know is that we go out and we start playing, and The Cure is on this dais in the center of the crowd.
and he's in the full getup, you know?
And they're there.
Yeah.
It's The Cure.
Yeah.
Again, elevated. So I've got eyes on The Cure, and when I get out there
It's different.
and we start performing and I realize, oh
no.
You're singing a Cure song to The Cure. This is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is not appropriate. I had a similar experience when I sound checked. Billy Corgan invited me to sing a Joy Division song with Smashing Pumpkins with Peter Hook.
Oh, wow.
I had a similar experience there. It was surreal.
Sounds about right.
Did you talk to The Cure after that?
Yeah.
Were they kind about it?
Yes.
And you killed
They
it.
said nice things.
Yeah, they showed it.
I didn't feel I did poorly, but I just
It's insane.
I just wasn't emotionally. I didn't realize what was really happening because I was so comfortable with Robert.
Totally.
And then there was that.
Yeah.
And I went, you're very nice to me and warm to me, and we're acquainted, and you know, at that point, and still, and then I went, but okay, like you made me up and I'm singing you your song. This is a bad idea. Like, whose idea was this?
It worked miraculously.
Yeah, agreed.
You know?
Agreed.
Thank God. Or thank somebody. Next year is 20 years of December on there.
Next year is 20 years of Sims.
Which is that's crazy for me to say.
Yeah.
God, same, Colin. Jesus.
Once again, Jerry Finn's at the helm. The great Jerry Finn.
God, he was great.
Let's talk about this record. You have to follow up the beast. You know?
Yeah, it was misery.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just the pressure that you put on yourself.
The pressure was bad. It wasn't a
120
lot.
songs demoed and written for this?
Probably. Yeah, is that what we said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got really bad. It got really dark. It was just not fun. We proceeded on that journey as we always had at the beginning, and we demoed like 18 songs, and that's when shit got bad. We demoed, don't quote me on the number, we demoed and we're thinking, okay, yeah, we just do what we always do. And Butch said, I'm out.
Whoa.
And we're like, okay. And everyone's reaction to the demoed songs was not the normal.
No kidding.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is based on the songs, Butch is like, I don't think I
They're like, this isn't it. They're like, nah, try more. And that did not positively affect the writing process from there on. Yeah, it was not a good time.
I mean, and lyrically, the record
Mirrors
almost describes that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so dark and somber.
It was not a happy time for me. Meanwhile, personally, when I was making the record, when we were down here recording the record, by the time we were recording it, it was... by the time we agreed upon the songs and recording it, once we said, okay, we're going to make this record, it got a lot emotionally better for me because we were finally making the record.
Yeah.
We finally had the songs. We
And
finally
DreamWorks, how is working with them at this time on this? Because they're all in.
I wanted to kill him.
Okay.
Well, no. So it's not DreamWorks. That was another big part of the problem. But no, Colin, you're right to say that because that was also a part of the issue. The pressure was even greater than following up our first commercial success. It was David Geffen had sold DreamWorks to Interscope Records.
David Geffen himself.
David Geffen had sold David of the just breathtaking art collection. Geffen was like, why would I have a record label? This is a dying industry. Let me sell it to Interscope. So suddenly, AFI was on a label that 12 months prior, 15 months prior, we passed on.
Yeah.
Luckily, it already happened. It happened at the end of Sing the Sorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
To talk about commercial success, everyone's expectation once the ball has started rolling, to use a sports term, which is referencing bowling.
Yeah. Soccer, bowling.
I would have imagined
Skee ball.
Yeah, there's one.
To reference my favorite sport, which results in stuffed animals if you're good at it, skee ball. Once the ball started rolling, there was a hope of achieving more commercially with Sing a Sorrow and reaching more people.
Of course.
Because the music that was being played on alternative radio at the time was outselling us, thereby pointing like you could be selling a lot more records. But what happened was, shortly after, or right before, Silver and Cold was dropped as a single, David sold the label to. We had headlined. I think we had come around and we had headlined at the end of Sing the Sorrow, toward the end of Sing the Sorrow, the Gibson, which was the greatest amphitheater. Did you guys get to go there? So we headlined the Gibson, but it was backstage at the Gibson where I was already bereft and lying on the fainting chair because I had like a sinus infection. I felt I hadn't done well. And our management had a strange tone about them. What's going on? Well, David sold the label to Interscope. Like, we knew what those words meant, but again, we're coming from where we came from, and we're new to all this, and we still don't really know what that means, but we knew it probably wasn't good.
Yeah.
And everybody at DreamWorks disappeared, except, luckily, our A&R guy, Luke, and Ed, his assistant. So they came over, right? So the A&R guy who I said I wanted to kill, the reason I wanted to kill him is because he is a nasty, nasty fucking motherfucker, A&R guy, but he's also an artist. And he also understands music. Like I said, he signed Elliott Smith.
Right.
He was in Girls Against Boys.
Okay.
He wanted us to survive this.
Yeah.
So he knew that he had to convince Jimmy that we exist, Jimmy Ivy.
Yeah.
Which he was desperately trying to do. So he was up against that, because if Jimmy didn't care about us, we weren't going to have a hit.
He's got 50 Cent at this time.
Very correct.
Yeah.
Wow. That is.
And the club is exploding.
That is exactly right. And Jimmy's already announced that rock is dead, tells 15-year-old kids to sell their guitars, so we're up against that, and Luke knows that. And we're very, very much up against exactly what you said. Collaborating with 50 Cent was suggested to me.
No shit.
That's where the vibe was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't suggested to me by Jimmy.
Right.
It was suggested to me by Luke, so that Jimmy would know that I exist. Wow. Nothing against 50 Cent.
No, of course, legends.
But it's funny that you really are in touch with that era, because I was brought to the premiere of Get Rich, Die Trying.
Right.
Sorry.
No,
I was brought to that. To be around Jimmy.
Wow.
You know, so I exist, so I would be thought of. So I understand what I was trying to do. So we're working against, not only are we working against the standard historic, well, you gotta follow up these big hits, but no one liked what the songs we initially thought were these. Okay, here we go. And it was like, nah, or oh god, and then that, and then like.
I mean, Sing the Sorrow survived like Smash Mouth taking over radio, you know?
Yeah.
Sing the Sorrow was like it was miraculous.
Yeah, it
These
truly
miraculous
was, like
steps
you
keep
said,
happening.
because that's what's going on at the time.
And now it's happening again in rock radio 5 years later.
It's crazy.
But now it's like, what happened? Guitar music died, essentially.
And track 2 of December Underground, you're screaming right off the bat.
Right. It's funny. Like I really, when we were making that record, like maintaining that aggression was very important to me, to represent our roots in the milieu that we were then in.
Wow.
I kind of regret it.
Really?
Yeah, I artistically regret it.
You
think it
wish
was
you
a
just went
regression
full
a
on
little bit?
No,
melody?
it's not that it was regression. It's just that
Yeah, but you're talking about
I
regret.
feel guilty about it in a way. I feel it caused some problems.
Oh.
But this
I feel it
debuted
inspired some.
This debuted at number one on the Billboard.
Yeah, it was
2.
nuts. It was nuts. So
It's a leftist regret.
Luke did his job. Like
Yeah.
Jimmy, like
Yeah.
that was what it was, and that song was a grind.
Miss
That-
Murder?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah. What's she like?
Let me think. Oh, she's figured.
Oh, figure.
Oh, she's figured.
She's got a nice figure.
I mean, that's personification.
She's.
You
she's
didn't
all
know?
You know?
Did you listen to the rest of the lyric?
did, I just
Let's
think
talk about that lyric. We've never done this.
Okay.
So the one song that is associated with AFI by civilians.
The biggest one. Yeah.
Okay, the number one hit, Miss Murder. You ever listen to the lyric? That was the number one hit that poses the gentle question, should I just kill myself? Probably.
Those are my favorite songs.
Probably. And if I don't, is shit just gonna get worse?
Oh, heavy.
That's
I already.
Yeah.
Because that was it. That was the end. That was the end of the commercial success. Was that? Isn't that weird?
It's beautiful.
I didn't think so. I didn't think that. I didn't think this. When the commercial success like went off like a light switch.
Yeah.
3 years later. Well, actually 2 years later, because the light switch went off before the record even came out. Before Crash Light even came out. But I wasn't expecting it. I was confused. Like when the signs started happening, I was still like, well, I don't know.
What are the signs?
So we finished touring December Underground in Long Beach, right? 12,500 tickets. We sell out in 5 minutes. 3 minutes maybe. We'll
Number
call it.
one.
Let's
Number
call
one.
it 7. 7 minutes.
Call it 5.
Okay, right? And then. Guess what? This is very important.
Okay.
I may be wrong about the demos at the top of December Underground. No, I'm not.
Okay, good.
I'm not. Okay, so, right. So, that happens. All right. Let's write a record.
Yeah.
The writing process of Crash Load was a joy.
Oh, beautiful.
I think we did have a little bit of a conversation there. We were like, let's strip down.
Yeah.
Let's try to back off the layers. Let's rock. So that writing process was back to joy and
Yeah.
like effortless.
And you can really
and,
hear.
and effortless. And 12,500 people,
Yeah, Long Beach.
Long Beach Arena, sold out in minutes. Play the show. Take a couple of months off or something like that. And by a couple, I mean probably 1 or 2.
Right.
And then we start writing Crash Load. Here in Los Angeles, at that point, Jade has moved to the valley, to not the Deep Valley, sorry, not yet, but now. Yeah, but I don't know where Jade. In the
Welcome, Jared.
the other side of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm down here writing that record with him at Stacy's house, just right, really close by, just right over here. My beloved life coach and lawyer,
Hey.
Auntie
Good
Stacy.
combo.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Not truly auntie, not by blood, but
Yeah,
by,
not
by
our
heart.
Aunt Stacy.
Who I lived with her during both surgeries. She took care of me during surgeries.
Okay.
You're rock.
She made me into the man I am today. She actually was with us for years, and she guided us through the nightmare of the indie label to the major label, and she was the only one who really cared about us, genuinely. But we were writing there. During the writing process of 2007, and as we were getting into 2008, pretty quickly, people would run into me and recognize me on the street. And within that year, it went from, oh my God, can I have your autograph? Can I have a photo? Nice words, to oh wow, hey man, what are you up to these days?
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. And that started happening over and over again. And I'm like, what is going on?
Went #1 a year ago.
What is going on? What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm making a record.
Yeah.
Now,
These are Son of Sam fans.
they've been waiting for. They're wondering when the Son of Sam
Never
song.
played, man.
You got a good point. Son of Sam fans, your average person, does live in the world that, like, I learned that mainstream people who listen to exclusively mainstream music are of the belief that none of those people write their songs. An artist is always on tour.
Yeah.
So if there's not a song on the radio, and if you're not on tour, then what do you do now? Are you a mechanic? You look like a mechanic. That's a mechanic's captain, right? And so that started happening over and over again. Oh, that's weird. And then the process of making Crash Love, the writing was great, the recording did not go so well. This was also due in part to what was going on at the label with Interscope and the shift in interest, the stark shift in interest from music to Beats.
Yeah, right.
Not Beats, the headphones. Not
Pre-Apple.
Not Beats, the headphones.
They were
right. So that was very important. If you look at an Interscope video from anywhere around 2009, before definitely, you're going to see these headphones in the video because it was a rule that we avoided until we made. I think it was happening in 2006, so I think it was in December Underground. Like no. And then my beloved man Luke, during the making of the Medicaid video, a song that none of us felt should have been a single.
That was the single.
We didn't feel like it should be the single.
Was Beautiful Thieves second?
Yeah, which we felt like it should have been a single. I thought Veronica should have been a single.
Veronica's great.
But it on the major labels at that time, when radio was very important, there was always a radio rep at the major label, and it was a bad idea to
disagree.
Tell the person who is pushing the song to push a different song than they want to push.
Interesting.
It's human psychology, of course. On the one hand, it's like, what the fuck is my song? But on the other hand, it's like, well, that's just human psychology. If you're passionate about something, you're going to be more passionate about it than if I say no, do this other thing.
Yeah,
just naturally. So they were passionate about Medicaid. We didn't think that would be a hit.
You held a contest during the making of this record.
Yeah.
For people to submit videos of them singing, and then they would make the grand choir in the background.
That's a good idea.
I made a video. I didn't submit.
Oh, you did.
And then I heard Beautiful Thieves, and I was like, I should have fucking submitted. Because those big.
Yeah. Oh, then they came in and sang. Yeah, that's right. Of course, that was really fun.
They're all over this record, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like the Crash Love overall sounds like the sun is shining after December.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
And dude, if people look at it and I think you have to be unfamiliar with it to think that it's like some crazy sonic departure, because the big riff in Torch Song that starts the riff is so Jade.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's unbelievable. There's aggression all over this thing, even if it's not in the conventional way you're used to. I love this record.
Oh man, me too. I was so happy with it, and we did not, even with all those little signs, we did not expect it to be so universally ignored.
Wow.
Ignored is such a crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. To the extent, I've mentioned this, I don't know if I've mentioned this before in public, but the record came out, that record, December Underground sold more the first week than that record sold in its entirety.
Oh, fuck.
So it came out with a flop, with a commercial flop that was so bad because at the time, obviously, record sales were waning. People were not buying records.
Yeah.
That all began before Sing Sorrow came out.
Right.
So we did not expect to do anywhere near the amount of units. And units matter to us because of perception. Of course. And perception allows people to come to the show and, you know, just to be clear, this isn't a monetary thing. We did not expect to do as many units anywhere near as we did in December Underground, but I speak for myself. I think Adam was definitely in the same boat, probably all of us, but I can only speak for myself. I thought, okay, well, this record will probably creep its way to gold, and that's, I just gotta know emotionally that's great. That's a win now. That's a relative win.
Wow.
Yeah. And I really thought we were on that trajectory to be one of those bands that just draws 12,000 people.
Yeah.
Like that's the normal.
That we're Nine Inch Nails.
We already did it. Yeah.
That we play. I thought we were going to go up to the Forum, which is an arena here, which is, I don't know, 12,000. Yeah, it's the same. I thought that we were going to keep progressing as we had been from December Underground. I didn't think we were going to be a stadium band. But I did think we were going to make it to that Forum level and play to that many people. And it did just the opposite.
Which even at the time I really didn't understand.
It was a lot of things, when a lot of things took part in that culturally. A lot of things took part in that. What was going on in music around us, what was going on at the label. But yeah, a good indication of it was we were touring that record, which was pretty bleak. It was just, I was like, fuck, we really love the record. I was so happy with the record. It was joyous, right?
Yeah,
the record was joyous. Like lyrically, it wasn't joyous, but make the process in comparison to the misery of the one before was rejuvenating. Yeah. I enjoy this again. So to have it be completely ignored was particularly devastating, not just in light of our recent commercial success. So all of that conflated into a pretty painful experience. Adam, in hopes of somehow salvaging the record, suggested we do signings on our day off, on every day off on the tour. So we were at Record Stores doing signings on the Crash Love tour, and I think one of the most perfect indications of the tone of that time was we're doing the signings. I never liked taking photos. We could get to that, but we're not taking photos, we're just signing. And this was a very difficult thing, especially at that time when it became very important to have photos with everyone. Facebook was happening. Very mad about this. But you get something signed, no photos, cool. So these two young women come in the line, hey, we don't have anything to sign, we just wanted to get a photo. Oh, we're sorry, we're not doing photos. Oh, okay. That's fine. They're wearing Despair Faction shirts. Okay. And Adam says to them, well, we'll see you at the show tomorrow? Or no, I'm sorry. They say, oh, that's okay, we just wanted a photo, we don't have anything to sign. Okay. And they say, what are you guys doing here? And we said, what? What do you mean? Like,
you know about the signing and not the show?
Why are you in Omaha? Or why are you in Pennsylvania? What are you doing here? And I'm like, well, I don't know what she's asking either, right? Because I can't begin to imagine what she means. And she says, and again, they're wearing Despair Faction shirts.
So whoever's promoting these signings is fucking crushed.
Well, signing is the more important part. Is the show that we're playing the next day.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They know about signing.
Yeah. So Adam says, we're on tour. And they're like, why? He said, we have this record that just came out last month or 2 months ago. And they go, oh, okay, cool. And he said, yeah, we're playing tomorrow. Are you guys gonna come? And they say, oh no. And
like, just
he says, why not? He's like, and they go, oh, well, we didn't get tickets. And he says, I can put you on the guest list, because certainly it's not sold out.
Yeah.
It's Crash Love. And so I can put you on the guest list, and they go, oh, no, it's okay.
Oh my God.
Because what they wanted was a picture.
Oh. Because that's all that matters.
That's right. So that was a really like good sign that was a good indication of really kind of that.
I mean, but that became the future of music as well. So it's not your fault.
Yeah. Well, I have long decried reality television. Long decried it, and in fact, Crash Love that's the majority of what that record was about, or much of what that record was about, was sort of commentary against that aggrandizing of celebrity and malignant behavior, bad behavior, aggrandizing bad behavior through social media and through what began with the sex tapes, the reality TV. It started with the Real World, and now who's our president?
Of course.
A reality celebrity.
Yeah. So end transmission. We're ending Jersey Shore. Yeah.
Not that one. That one wasn't about that. That one was actually about something nicer.
Okay, good. Beautiful.
I mean, nicer for me. Something more pleasant. It was certainly more romantic.
So Crash Love is, hey, this is also beautiful. Burials is die, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And before we get into that, how do we regroup?
4-year gap now.
I wanted to die.
Do the record cycle?
Yeah, it was bad. I did. I wanted to die. And not just because of the artistic nadir. Not the artistic nadir, I'm sorry. I was very happy. That was a problem.
Yeah.
I felt, and still believe that was our artistic peak at that point, but we had been ignored, and then what was going on with me personally followed suit.
How do we regroup? Yeah.
And I was despondent. I couldn't imagine the process of embarking on making another piece of art.
Why would I do that again?
When it's going to be completely ignored.
Yeah.
Why am I going to do it if it's going to be completely ignored? It's too painful. It's too painful. And then again,
Had to feel like a breakup.
it did. It really did. Well, it felt very similar to what was going on me personally, which was a sudden, unforeseen betrayal and a sudden, unforeseen severance and departure, and with no return and no explanation, and without me having had anything to do with it. I didn't change anything I was doing, just suddenly everything was over. And
Is this the sinking night that you experienced?
oh man, all of it. It was all there. It's all in there.
But is this
It's all in there.
also a spark?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm miserable, and I'm again at poor Stacy's. I'm staying at Stacy's over here in West Hollywood, and she's having to deal with this like just despondent mess of a creature in her house. And Jay Puget is coming in and checking on me, and I'm not eating, and he makes me go eat one day, and that's when things change. So I'm at M Cafe, and we're there, and Jade's like, you have to eat something. So I'm like getting the vegan California club that I was getting, trying to eat it, and someone who to this day I don't know, and I've spoken about this with the King, who we've heard about before, and we're going to hear about in a moment. We don't know who this person was because he doesn't know who remember it was. Someone at M Cafe sees me. They do not engage with me. They know that I am friends with the King, who we're referring to as the King, Josh Richmond. Again, we could do days and days of these talks if you wanted to pick one of these out, but I have to leave it there.
Insane.
Killers.
Yeah.
Killers are great.
Yeah.
Good song. Brandon Flowers said to me. So they're like it was a minute before this record hit, before the first record hit.
Yeah.
I had been hip to this record by a DJ friend of mine, and I was really on board. So I was going to see the Killers when no one cared, but they were on the radio festivals because they were getting pushed, but no one was there. And then they break, and then we're playing they're like after us, and they're big, and Brandon says to me, after one of our sets, he's like, hey, like, I really like this one song. I'm like, what, how'd it go? He's like, this. And I'm like, oh, it's called The Missing Frame. He said, yeah. It reminded me of OMD. Do you know who that is? And I said, honey. Sir. That is very flattering. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Jay Puget and I are there eating. Someone sees me. I don't see them. They do not engage with me. They know I'm friends with the king. They text the king something that I am at this restaurant in West Hollywood where I don't live. At this point, I'm still living in Oakland, where I've lived for the majority of my life.
Okay.
But I'm down here having collapsed, unable to do anything. And I get a text from the king, the benevolent man.
The king is killing
is the king. And you would love to talk to this man.
Think so.
King, if you're listening.
You would love to talk to this man. Again, it was in Thrashing. Mayor of Hollywood, deep early punk and rock and roll ties. I believe you directed You Could Be Mine, the Guns N' Roses video.
Right on. T2, baby.
I digress again. The king texts me on my sidekick, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Juicy Couture.
Oh, the good one.
Yes. Yeah. I hustled that somehow again. And he says, "You're here. What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm at M with Jay. He said, "Come to Fred Siegel. Come to Fred Siegel." So Fred Siegel is this pretty great boutique that doesn't exist anymore. They had like Drees and Yogi, which not
Isn't there still one on Melrose, like a block away from Double RL? Or is that
gone?
That's gone?
So there was that one, right? And there was a cafe that was like a
place.
spot. And the king is having his meeting there with the agency group. I'm sorry, the Alliance. Sorry. The Alliance, Frankie and Hartwell, with their promoters, their party promoters. And so I'm like, hi, what? And he's like, come here now.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you doing here? And I explain it to him. He's like, whoa, come to the castle, his house, the castle, which is above the chateau on Hollywood Boulevard, hence the king. Come to the castle, the treehouse. Come to the castle. You're gonna move into my cousin just moved out of the treehouse. I don't know what these words mean. I know him, but I don't know what these words mean. He's like, you never been to the castle? I'm like, no. Because I know him from parties.
Yeah, okay.
But other things. That's a whole other conversation. And he brings Jay, we hop in his Porsche, we perilously get driven through the hills, utter reckless abandon and just stop signs are not taken into consideration, up the Hollywood Hills. I am ready for death, so I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of a cool way to die.
Yeah.
Above the chateau, falling off the cliff.
Lost translation.
This is
Staring
fine.
out the window.
Totally. So what's the other Sofia Coppola? Is it Nowhere? Anyway, which is the Marmont. Anyway, he shows us the castle. He says, move into this room. Takes us up on the turret. There's a turret. Waves over Hollywood. He says, look at it. It's Hollywood. Think of all the records that have been made here. Look at this view. Look at this place. You have this place to write this record. You're going to go down there. You're going to be inspired. You're going to have all this. You live here. I don't need nothing from you. You're going to write a record. All I want you to do, all I need from you is to write a record. I don't need nothing. I'm rich. I'm good. I'm rich. You said that. Something. But it was poignant. Because I did need to feel safe because I was friends with the king, but not close enough to. I had a home.
Yeah.
I had a house.
Yeah.
I was just kind of a mess, and the house was in Oakland.
And then barrels is what falls out.
So yeah,
And
we
it's
go.
so-
I'm at the point where you mentioned, where you inferred that this was the case. I didn't want to write a record at all.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing this, and I'm like, okay, but whatever, no one's gonna care. Why would I do this? No one's listening. Why are you here? I'm wearing the Spare Faction shirt. Why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you up to these days? Like, why should I bother? Why should I put myself into this if no one cares.
Sure. I'm sorry. I fully empathize, and I'm putting myself in your shoes, and it's so heavy. But there's something about being in this mode and being at a cafe and being like,
It's not.
getting a text and going,
Yeah, right. I mean, it's all bananas. It's like we could really make this into satire. And woe is me. It's just the way I felt. Obviously, it wasn't the worst situation in the world, and I spoke pretty freely about this. I am a bit embarrassed about how I acted and how I behaved in the situation. And I wish I could have written something different, but I can only be honest in my writing, so I had to be forthright about how I was feeling, which was arguably overwrought, but it was real. And we went back to Stacy's house, and Jay's like, well, what do you think of that? And I'm like, do we bother writing a record? So like, why would we bother doing that? And he said, I'll do it. And I went, Jay, okay. I talked to Stacey and like, this is what I was told about the house of this, and she's like, do it. I wish someone would let me live in my house for free. I.e., please get the fuck out of my house. Please go anywhere but here. I'm sorry, Stacey, you're not watching this. Stacey, please, never. If you were watching 2 minutes of this, she doesn't need to hear me talk. She's heard me talk enough. So yeah, so began Burials, and
And it seemed like such a deep, like personal.
Yeah, it's very explicit.
It's driven.
Yeah, hate driven.
Did they suffer?
Yeah,
Awesome.
it really is a testament to black magic.
wow.
Yeah,
Sprinkle it into the universe. They just may so.
yeah, or a testament to
Character.
people who behave badly tend to put themselves into situations where repercussions can't be avoided, and even if that wasn't the situation with me, those repercussions were not avoided.
Well, good. Okay.
Not in my hand.
I know. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, not in my hand.
So after what?
Unless you want to credit black magic.
Well, no, we are. We are. For the record, we are.
Dark side.
So just to get what it took to make this record, how do you feel about it by the end of it? Are you like,
So in love
thank
with
you,
it.
fucking?
So in love with
really?
it.
Okay.
So in love with it. So in love with it. I mean, it was the epitome of catharsis for me.
Yeah.
I was so happy we made that record, and I loved it. And we wrote Extremist at the same time. We wrote and recorded Extremist at the same time.
Wow.
You're getting it all out.
Yeah, and we switched management. We got management who we still have today, who you've engaged with, who still treat us like we're the most important money-making band in the world.
They were very good at
Let me
it.
tell you.
Yeah.
They got a lot of acts, and we're not anywhere near the biggest one. In fact, we're the smallest.
Oh, all right.
By far.
That
You
means
know,
they
management is managing a band is a commercial endeavor,
100%.
and every other one of their bands are far more commercially successful than us, and they treat us no different than they would treat, if not, I mean, possibly better. So we switched management. They actually got us a record deal, which I didn't think was going to happen.
Which is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think we would be able to get any record deal, and they got us a major label record deal, and it was on Universal, and it didn't have any commercial success, Burials, but I really don't blame Universal at all. They tried really hard. It's again, we're up against the times and who we were and guitars and all of that, and you know. The mainstream didn't want to hear it.
Guitars are out.
Yeah,
by
no
2013.
one wanted to hear guitars except our core fan base who stuck with us. And I mean,
And these songs, man.
oh man, people, it was so gratifying. Like that aspect of it, I was so grateful that we had a shot. And
But did this make you realize that those people were there for Crash Love too?
so it's hard. So you gotta understand that we're playing empty rooms.
That sucks.
And also, here's the thing, Paul. Here's the thing, because we're going back. We downsized. We're playing smaller rooms, which was purposeful. It was booked to play smaller rooms, just out of diligence, just in the first place, before we knew what was going to happen with the record. But even those rooms were smatterings of people. But here's the thing: the shows were very tepid. Yeah. So it wasn't just that there were playing, 2,000 room to 1,200 people.
Right.
It was that those 1,200 people, it went from decades of everybody in the room singing every song, every word to every song, to none of that. That stopped.
And do you blame Miss Murder for that?
Yeah, no, I don't blame anybody or anything. I could credit a couple of things, but what I don't that is something I don't. That is what I don't understand. To your point, yes, that is something I didn't bring up. It was especially odd because the vibes of the show were also just not it. That was part of the misery. Was, oh my god. Because that's, to me,
not only is this less full, you're not having fun.
This is the whole. That's
the juice.
You've tapped in. That's why I do this as the live show.
Yeah.
It's not the record of these songs. Like, if everyone could sing every word to every song at a show without there being a record of it, like if it was a fleeting thing and they viewed it and they knew it forever, that's fine with me. I don't need a history of me existing. In a way, that's great because it allows for other generations to participate in the art and get something from the art. But number one for me is the live show. It always has been in the interaction. So that went that
you're a punk,
Yeah,
it's all about the live.
I'm a punk, and it came back. It came back with barriers.
Wow.
Yeah. So to be clear, all the this and all that, like this crying about how bad I felt and everything. I'm glad we talked about that because that is the part that was most devastating to me, is that the shows changed.
And it just makes no sense.
It made no
in
sense.
the context of everything.
It made, that part made no sense.
Yeah.
Like why it didn't work at radio, there was no more magazines, why people didn't want to look at me or us or the video or all that. Okay, dance music, EDM, sure, which I love.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff. I love all that little
You got
dance
Black
music.
Audio going on at the same time.
Yeah, we're doing Black Audio.
Yeah, right.
Different type of dance music, but dance music, But it was it was suddenly the playing to our crowd being confused. Now, boy, I'm used to playing to crowds that don't care or aren't confused. I've spent the last 4 or 5 years doing almost exclusively that. And that is no fun. But when it's your crowd doing that for the first time since 1991,
why am I so
holy shit, what the fuck's going on? That was fucked. With Burials, it went back.
Beautiful.
It went back, and what a relief that it went back with Burials.
Yeah,
it went back with I Hope You Suffer. Because when we wrote, I remember being in the treehouse and writing I Hope You Suffer with Jade, and me knowing, okay,
this fucking rocks.
If this doesn't work, not commercially, if our fans don't sing this, then we got nothing.
Yeah.
If they don't sing, if they're not connecting with this, then okay, we'll deal with that later. But if this doesn't end. And
I remember first show one, like the first second one.
That and then 17 Crimes, second single.
But so back to Luke again.
I had a deck of cards in my hand.
Thank you. That's by far one of my favorite AFI
It's
songs.
unbelievable.
Thank you. And Luke, the A&R guy, who went on to do beats. He was one of the 3 who did beats, and he's doing great. And I love him. He hits me up sometime during Burials, and he says, Davey, what the fuck? Why didn't you give me 17 Crimes? Where were you guys with this on Crash Love? I'm like, fucking, I don't know, man, but whatever, it didn't work, Universal couldn't. But yeah, and that's really cool because the crowd reacts to that too. Like immediate crowd reaction, which again is what it
That's
all
what.
that
That's all that.
That's all that matters. That's the most important part.
Pardon this interruption. This is so important, this interruption. We've got to talk to you about AG1.
We really do. We love AG1. We do this all the time, but they have exciting news.
More specifically, today is about AG. From 1 to Z, the alphabet, the numbers, they've got it all covered. Are you ready? Are you ready to ditch the stress? and focus on the rest. You gotta try AGZ. Listen, they've had our morning rituals down for years now. This is year 3 of hardware and AG1. Now they've got our nighttime rituals locked down with this beautiful chocolate, melatonin-free dietary supplemental beverage. You can use it with milk. You can use it with water. And if you go to drinkag1.com/hardware right now and you try AGZ, they're going to give you a little frother for free.
For free. You can make your fun little nighttime drink. I despise melatonin. I'm so excited that this is melatonin free. We'll give you Jimmy legs. We'll give you crazy nightmares. It's perfect.
Better rest is now possible thanks to the guys who have made better mornings possible for us for so long. And listen, chocolate milk is the ultimate bodybuilder's cheat code.
It's true.
Downing chocolate milk all day is what these guys are doing after pumping iron. And so now you get to do it with a thing that's going to fit you. Give it a shot right now. drinkag1.com/hardware.
Is this then, you put this out, you tour on it, inspiring for the next...
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
There's no hesitancy for the Blood album.
No. Although I had a tough time writing it.
Yeah.
Only for a brief period of time. I recall why the process had changed a little bit. I remember us being in a management meeting and our manager referring to new AFI songs, and I had no idea what he was talking about. Well, Jade had played him music beds, and he was like dying over these music beds, and I'm like, so I think, knowing that my management loved these music beds without a vocal on it, I think my mind psyched me out, because I'm like, well, there's no vocal on it, so what am I gonna do? Right.
Yeah. Right.
What am I gonna do?
Do you remember what songs those were? Like what skeleton of songs?
To be honest, only when we went away from those songs did it start working.
Okay.
Did it artistically working for me? Did we start flowing? And once it started flowing, it went really well. I think one of them actually made the record.
Oh, good.
I was never really it. I won't mention it because maybe you like it, but that's a rarity.
Sure. But you're at album 10.
Yeah.
So you just look at that number and think like,
It's weird.
what do you even do here?
Well, not yet. No, because we are at once I got over the.
Burials just gets the machine.
Listen to this. So we had an A&R guy on that record for whatever label we were on, and it was an A&R guy we had met when we were being courted for singing the big record, for Singing Sorrow. Kind of met him back then. Obviously, he didn't know much about the band because he was hearing about my struggles writing, which I'd never had before. He suggested that maybe JD should do some mushrooms.
Boo!
Wow.
Shame.
Yeah. So I never spoke to him.
Yeah.
Harm's Way was on tour, and we had a show in DC the same night you guys played at the 930 Club on the Blood.
On Blood.
Yeah. Came and saw you. We were right in front
No
of you.
way.
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, swear to God.
See, that's why.
We've been here the whole time.
Yeah,
But that's why
we
when I
were
s-
like right
Okay,
there.
so when I'm thinking I've met you, it's because I've been face to face with you.
Real close.
Right.
2007.
Are you looking like that? Are you surveying the crowd? And
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Specifically at the 930 Club.
Well, listen, like, yeah, I see people. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like, if you're up front and you're singing along, if people think I see them, I see them.
That's beautiful.
For the most part.
You're right.
If you think I'm singing with you, I'm singing with you. I mean, you know, like sometimes we're this far away.
Yeah,
Of
of
course.
course.
Yeah, and you get to know your people. You know, like this guy's at 5 shows in a row. That's my fucking guy, dude.
Yeah.
I know this is gonna be good because that
We
guy's.
have some really, really wonderful fans who will come to every show and travel and camp to this day. And I've heard like Chrissy Hine talk about not liking that, and I've heard people that making them uncomfortable. And their perspective is, well, you saw this set last night and you're comparing with us. You didn't see the same set for last night. But for me, even if you have these people who I feel comfortable with and who are there every night and singing along, no matter what the show, even if it were opening for some band that none of our fans would have any interest in seeing, they're there, and they're a comfort to me. They're an anchor.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I see people. Conversely, I will have friends say like, I'll come off stage and they'll say like, "What the fuck?" I'll be like, "What?" Like, you put that guy's fingers in your mouth. I'm like, I did?
Oh no.
Like, what? I'm like, I guess.
You're having a good night.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Partying.
Yeah.
You know, or the sick, you know, here's the story. So that happened. We come out, we're playing a festival in Italy, and I come off stage, and whatever year this is, I think it's the late 90s, but we've toured with, we're close to sick of it all already at this point, and we come off, and I've walked out on the crowd to God Called and Sick Today. Now, this is Italy, so it's kind of sparse and weird.
It's 2 a.m.
Europe. Yeah, right. Actually, I think it's daylight. And yeah, it's daylight. And we've never had a very strong fan base on that side. Briefly in England, but definitely not the continent.
Really?
Yeah. And when we had mainstream success for the two big records in the United States, then it hit the continent. Only then, not before, and it went away. England was with us before, but then not after.
Really?
Yeah, not after Crash Love. I don't think so. We haven't really been there since we went out on Crash Love. They were not feeling it like everyone else. And then I think we went back once with the Deftones, who are fantastic, but I wouldn't expect their fans to necessarily want to hear 17 Crimes, which they didn't. I get off stage at this. I walked out on the crowd for God Called and Sick Day. I come back, and Sick of It All is like, "Oh, what the fuck, Davey? That was fucking badass, kid. That was fucking okay. What? That was fucking badass. Jesus killer. Jesus killer." I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? You've seen me do that once a night on the Life on the Ropes tour. You've seen me do that. What? Why? I go, what? I know they can't be. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he clocked that kid. And I go, oh yeah. So I'm a violent person. But I was standing on the crowd, and there's this fucking impish kid in the crowd who's looking up at me, and I'm precariously placed on someone's shoulders. So again, this is not a sea of people. I'm balancing, right? And my guy down here is looking up at me, and he's just grabbing my dick and holding onto it. Like he's got a dead eye on my dick. And he can get it head. Well, I'm singing. And it's God Called and Sick Today, so you know we're not looking great. So, but he's got it, right? So he's got it, and he's like, and he's got it. So this is uncomfortable for singing.
That's not good.
You know, like sexual assault aside.
Right.
I know he's fucking with me, and so I I'm trying to sing. So first stop it, I laugh. He just boom, does it again. I'm like, fucking stop it. It does third time, so I don't even know, and I just, after I got my mic hand. So I just, I light him up. And so I don't realize that they're I don't even know I'm doing it. And he's laughing. Like I'm not hurting the guy, you know, like I'm just stop fucking grabbing my dick. Because I'm trying to sing. And I forgot about it. So that's another example of sometimes I don't know what's going on, but I do see people.
Wow.
I can't picture him.
7 for 10 albums. Jade's producing this.
Yeah.
How much trust do you, I mean, you have to have, this guy he's there with you this whole time.
Yeah.
His riffs are undeniable, his songwriting skills are insane.
Just unparalleled talent.
What is this default trust? How great is this level of trust you have in him at this point? 10 albums in.
Oh yeah, just pure.
Yeah, just producing.
It's not even trust. Use the word trust, but it's not. It doesn't even come into consideration.
Sure.
And it's not. We are so familiar with each other, and we are so familiar with working together that it's not even a thought.
Okay.
It's not even a thought.
Yeah, the DNA of the band has been you four for so long,
Yeah.
and during the biggest
All of it.
everything, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, most
once
of it. Yeah.
once stuff is
Most of
really
it.
moving,
Yeah.
then I can't imagine. I'm sure you couldn't imagine it any other way.
No, couldn't imagine otherwise. Yeah. Right.
I love to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't. It's unimaginable for any of us.
Can you tell me about meeting Peter Murphy?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I was with the king.
Okay.
Did you know this?
I don't know.
Did you know I was with the king?
I did not know you were with the king.
Okay, so now we gave the king the name the king.
Okay.
Sure.
He lives in a castle.
Okay.
So was that why he was dubbed the king?
Sure.
Okay.
Independently
Yeah.
of this, and for many, many years, the king carries a cane.
Okay.
Kingly.
It looks like a scepter. Some of them, in fact, what he carries, I would call a scepter.
Okay.
Actually, it does not have a hook.
Okay. The ball.
Right, and in fact, the ball, I think the one that people most associate him with is an acrylic 8 ball, but he has this like beautiful one for special occasions that Keanu Reeves gave him, I think, as a celebration of the first Matrix success, and it's got like this bejeweled snake around an onyx ball on top.
That's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
A kingly ring.
Yeah.
So the king, as I offhandedly kind of referenced, long-standing friend of punk, post-punk, and rock and roll in Hollywood, goes back with Peter Murphy for years, has a tale of being in a motel on the Sunset Strip when Bauhaus played the Roxy, watching Daniel, I think. Or was it Pete? It would make more sense that it was Daniel, but at the time it could have been both, hanging upside down on the bed and putting his hair up. Okay, so this is the person we're talking about. In relatively recent times, yeah, I don't think I met Kevin at a Cramp show.
Okay.
Someone introduced me to Kevin and his then daughter, who was like a baby girl, and now I can't. The date is either in automatic or was in Tones on Tail and Pop Tone. Both great. I met him, but I had never met any of the other members, and the King and I, speaking of musicals, go to see Peter Murphy play here. I think it was in LA. Yeah, because he and I went to see him in Orange County as well, but this was at an LA show. Oh, it was at Nokia. And so he's friends with Pete, and he wants to go say hi to Pete backstage. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to not do that.
Sure.
Because I love him.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to punish him. I don't want to just be around. King knows him. I don't, you know. Pete's hiding. Truly. People are trying to find him, and he's hiding in different rooms backstage to avoid the LA scene.
Can't happen, King.
Glenn. I saw Glenn go
Wow.
to go see him in on. I believe he saw Pete. But the King and I are just hanging out backstage. We end up talking. I run into someone I know, and we're talking, and suddenly, like, around a corner, there appears the Godfather. There's Peter Murphy. So the King introduces me. He's always very complimentary when he introduces me to anyone. He says, he gives my dossier. He introduces me to anyone. Like, whether or not they're in music or not, he's just very flattering. Introduces me, gives my dossier to Peter Murphy, and I say, yes,
That's me.
it is an honor to meet you. You are certainly by far one of my biggest inspirations. And he says, Neil. Oh, you didn't know where this was going?
No.
Someone just gave you the
Yeah.
question. He says, Neil. And he goes, Josh, can I have that?
The cane?
As for the cane, I hereby knight thee. So he knighted me.
Wow. Just Sir David.
I wish I could fucking remember. It had something to do.
That's incredible.
It had something to do with the culture.
Sure.
You're untouchable.
But yeah, he knighted me.
Wow.
And that happened.
Wow.
And here you are.
So Peter Murphy knighted me.
Dude.
I guess Sir Davey Havoc, and he qualified it. And I was like, yeah, okay.
This
This is pretty fucking great. This reminds me, and I will, since we're talking about wildlife experiences of the sort, of this ilk, believe it or not, I am acquainted with the wolf child as well, who's another one of my biggest inspirations, much like Peter. So I was very, very young. If you see me on Sing the Sorrow, you can see that. And we became friends, but one day I had seen a cult show, and Jade and I saw Billy and Ian backstage, and I'm like, I'm gonna go fan on them. Fuck it, I can't take it. Which is, as you see with Peter Murphy, is not something I was always do, but this was like before Sing a Song. I don't know when it was, but it was long before Sing a Sorrow. I went to go and fan on Ian and Billy, and Ian says, Billy and I noticed you in the crowd, we were talking about you. What?
It's just your vibe.
We saw your vibe from across the
you're
tracks.
not wrong.
They were
I go,
fuck.
I go, what do you mean? He said, I like to show you into the Batcave stuff. And I'm wearing an alien sex feature.
Oh, wow.
And I go, oh my God, this is gonna happen. And I go, They just started talking about the Batcave, Theater of Hate, and Specimen, and Sex Fiend, and like an anti-sex gang. Oh my God. 2003, I'm at a Queens of the Stone Age show at the Palladium. I get a tap on my shoulder. I turn around, there you have it. Years later, it's a little child. Wow. He knows my name. I'm dying. We start chatting. I introduce him to my friend, my death rock friend that I'm with. She melts. See an Asbury.
Yeah.
She melts. It's cool. Collected her in a jar. And we exchanged phone numbers. And he called me in the Oakwoods where I was staying, which is these dark, shady furnished apartments that I'm staying in at the time. And we're making Sing the Sorrow.
Okay.
We're making Sing the Sorrow. It's not out yet. And he's talking to me. And in this conversation, have you ever heard the wolf child speak? He's very eloquent, and he's very thoughtful, and he's very intelligent, and he's just a genuine artist in every way. And in a conversation that fits that character, we speak for about the length of this podcast. Wow. But in that, he's giving me a pep talk.
He has no idea how bad you need this.
Pre-Sing the Song.
Right.
I don't need
You're saying to get him ready. Yeah, okay.
But
It's about to happen.
He's telling me things are about to happen that I don't understand, but never stop the tribe needs you. He said the tribe needed me. The wolf child said I'm in the tribe. And Peter Murphy needed me, so I'm good.
You're fine. You're
Yeah,
pretty good.
As you said, the Robert
Gunga.
thing. That really meant a lot to me. Admittedly, when I needed to remember that the tribe needed me, I did not. But Jay did. And the King did.
And the King.
And I assure you Hunter and Adam did, but they couldn't get near me because I was too busy buried in a hole in West Hollywood, unwell.
But then 17 crimes.
Yeah.
And everything's fine.
That's right. That's right. Actually, a lot of what inspired 17 Crimes really did make everything okay. I was surrounded by a group of people at that time of what was one of my greatest emotional lows. In addition to the December Underground, the community of friends that I had, the majority of which were vegan straight edge, who really embraced me, where I was very unpleasant to
Is
be
your LA
around.
group of friends?
Yeah.
Is this the Wolves?
Yeah. Yes, you know these people.
Yeah.
All of the Holly Wolves, all of the werewolves. You know, those people really, really, really took care of me. I'll cry if I keep talking about it, which maybe I shouldn't cry for one interview. But that is
if not for
not for friends, And one of those people, Matt Stosky, made the video made a perfect video, really captured the tone of that song. Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Bodies.
Yeah.
11th album.
Wow. Yes.
Insane.
Yes.
You broke 10, you did 11. Jade's back at the helm.
Yeah.
There's
never left.
no trust needed.
No trust needed.
This is like a hook forward.
Thanks.
Soaring choruses.
Thank you.
Tell me about putting it together. I know COVID held it back a little bit, but ultimately.
Yeah, I was desperately campaigning to not put it out in the quarantine, but I was very alone. I do wish we hadn't. I think it would have reached more people if we hadn't.
100%.
It's such a toss-up.
You also never know.
It's such a toss-up.
Correct.
There are
You
so
never
many
know.
bands
You
in
never
our
know
world
what
that-
happens.
Some bands exploded because it came out in the
You know,
pandemic.
exactly.
Some
Which
bands,
was part of the argument of doing it.
Yeah.
But boy, that's why I fought so hard to not put it out, being of the belief that it would reach more people if we could tour on it as we traditionally do. But I love that record. I loved it so much. We did the majority of the writing in the Zen room, I believe. Have you heard this language? Yeah. So our manager has this beautiful office that is a house on